Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. Again, excuse my voice, I've been sick. Got home from work, I'm relaxing. It's about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time right now. And I was relaxing, watching some of my favorite YouTube channels. And I'm watching Carl Tweed's channel. I don't know if you know his channel, but you should. And I'll put a link. Carl was doing a video which is called Vinyl Tag 2024. I didn't really know what that was, but apparently there's a guy named Rob Walker who's got a channel called Let the Music Play. He started this Vinyl Tag. Carl saw it. Now I saw Carl's video, and I was going to go to sleep. It's 9:30, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to knock out this video. And the video is there's 20 questions that Rob Walker posed, and because my database is all computerized, I can knock it out pretty quick. So that's what I've done. So I'm going to answer these 20 questions in this Vinyl Tag 2024 from Rob Walker of Let the Music Play, but thanks again to Carl Tweed. And I just saw Carl's video about an hour ago, so I knocked this out in less than an hour. So question number 1, your favorite record purchased in 2023. That's an easy one. I already did my favorite albums of 2023 video. But that was the Rolling Stones' Hackney Diamonds. I got 2 versions of it, the box set, and now I'm going to have to buy another version because they got a live version that came out or coming out. But a great return to form. I already did multiple videos on the Stones with Hackney Diamonds, so check that out. But that's definitely my favorite purchase of 2023. The last record purchased in 2023, for me, that's an old one. That's this one. I've been getting into this band called Horslips, Irish band, and this was a vinyl album called The Belfast Gigs. This is an older album, but I got a beautiful shrinked copy of this live album from 1980, and it's a great live album. So that was the last album I purchased in 2023. Made it into my database. We'll stick this over here for now. What else? Band singer who released 2 or more albums in the same year. That's a good one. One of my favorite bands, if you watch my channel, you know, is Wishbone Ash. And in 1976, they released 2 albums. It was both of the albums they released on Atlantic. They did a record label change. And interestingly enough, the first one was called Locked In. This is the CD, remastered CD. This is probably Wishbone Ash's worst album of their original classic albums. It's not horrible, but it's definitely considered their worst. The album they did after that was this one in 1976 called New England. This is a German import on vinyl. And this is my favorite Wishbone Ash studio record. So they went from their worst to their best in the same year. Most people would probably say Argus is their best, and I guess in a way I wouldn't argue, but New England is definitely my favorite Wishbone Ash album. So that's an interesting thing, 1976. All right, what else? Number 4, if you had to only listen to music for 1 decade, what would it be? That would be easy. The 1970s, that was definitely my time. And even to this day, the music I listen to the most, and I have like 5,500 albums, physical albums in my collection. It's definitely the 70s. Question 5. Show a band or artist that comes from Manchester. And I was thinking, of course, like Oasis or something like that. But a lot of people, at least in America, may not realize that Graham Nash of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and the Hollies, well, he's from Manchester. And Graham Nash, this is his classic solo record, Song for the Beginners. Great album. So Graham Nash from Manchester. Band listened to the most in 2023. Well, that's easy. Rolling Stones, of course, Hackney Diamonds. But if you know my channel, I'm one of the world's biggest Rolling Stones fans. I'm certainly up there. I currently have 429 Rolling Stones albums. So I listen to the Stones all the time. Okay, show 7 different 7-inch vinyl singles. Well, I got hundreds of vinyl singles, and I thought while I was just talking about the Stones, let's show you some kind of Stones-related singles from the day. So this is a nice one. Peter Tosh, with Mick Jagger on the cover, and they did a great cover version of You Gotta Walk and Don't Look Back, which originally came out on the Bush Doctor album, Rolling Stones Records. Again, I apologize for my voice. How about this one? A lot of people don't realize it, but the most successful solo Rolling Stones single is Bill Wyman's, internationally. CC Jesus un Rockstar from Bill Wyman was a big hit and a really cool track from the 80s from Bill Wyman. What else? A lot of people don't realize Stones still release final singles up until some of their recent albums, and this is not one of my favorites, that's for sure. Same to me. Originally for Bridges to Babylon, but just showing you that Stones vinyl singles are still out there if you look hard enough. Great cover art on a single. This one, Harlem Shuffle. Again, not one of my favorite Stones singles, but great graphics. Great video, too. This is a cool one from Undercover. She Was Hot. And I kind of showed this because back in the day, great singles had great unreleased B-sides. And this one had one of my favorites. Think I'm Going Mad was not on the Undercover album. And this is a great, great song. Same thing with this one, Shattered. The third single from Some Girls. This was the original 45, but the flip side was a thing called Everything's Turning to Gold, which was not on the Some Girls album. Now, these are on later compilations if you look hard enough. But that made buying 45s really cool. And the last one I'm going to show you, the original 45s on Rolling Stones records had this die-cut sleeve that they would use for different singles. So I thought that would be kind of cool to show. This was Happy and All Down the Line from Exile. There you go, 7 45-inch singles right there. 4 music-related guests that you would want to have at a dinner party even if they're passed away. I don't know. I always thought I would love to have a conversation with Mick Jagger after he had a couple of beers. I would only want to talk to him about his solo career. So he would be there. That would be cool. Another guy that I would love to have a conversation with. I'm a big fan. And I think a lot of his stuff is underrated. And I think he underappreciates some of his albums. And I'm talking about Peter Frampton. I'd like him to be there. I think a guy that would be really cool to have as at a dinner conversation would be Bill Wyman. He's a really interesting guy. Seems real down to earth. He's kind of short like me. And besides being in the Stones and the Rhythm Kings and his solo records and all of his hobbies, he'd be a really interesting person to have a conversation with. And last up is I'm a big fan of artists that maybe didn't make it in a big way. And one guy I'm a big fan of is Nils Lofgren. Of course, he made it in a big way in the E Street Band, but I would talk to Nils about his solo career. And I think he's really good. So there you go. One musician who passed away in 2023, that would be Robbie Robertson, of course, of the band. But his solo career is really great, too. And if you don't have this album, Robbie Robertson's first solo album is one of the greatest albums of all time. And that was a sad loss for sure. If you could only listen to music from one country, what would it be? It'd be the UK. No doubt about it. Not even close. And I'm an American. 3 VC channels, Final Community Channels, that you discovered in 2023. I didn't really discover these in 2023, but I watch them all the time. And Carl Tweed, you're one of them. If you don't know Carl Tweed's channel, he just seems like the nicest, mellowest, older gentleman. And he's got a great collection. He's got great stories. He's got great taste. Carl Tweed. Steve Harold's another guy. Became kind of like a buddy of mine, kind of like on YouTube. Love his channel. He's just great. Travels a lot. And I'm a big fan of Now Spinning magazine with Phil Aston. That guy's got a huge collection. I mean, like I said, I got about 5,500 albums, but he's got a really big collection and really knows his stuff. He's great. Record bought when I was a teenager. Well, I bought a million when I was a teenager, but I kind of highlighted this one because this is the first Rolling Stones album I ever bought the day it came out, or at least a week it came out. So it's a really special album for mine. I've done a lot of videos on Goat Said Soup because I think it's as good and should be equally in that classic period of Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Get Your Eyes Out, Sticky Fingers, Exile. To me, it ends at Goat Said Soup. Show a funk or soul record. And, well, I like Parliament Funkadelic a lot. I don't see people talking about this album too much from Funkadelic. Hardcore Jollies. So I thought I would show this digitally remastered CD of that. And this is the one that's got Cosmic Slop on it. But that's a fun funk album for sure. Next, question 14. A record everyone has and no one else seems to have. Well, everybody has Sgt. Pepper's. God knows I got enough versions of this, and you'd have to pay me to listen to this album again. With all due respect to the Beatles and Sgt. Pepper's, I don't know why anybody would want to listen to that again. It's just so played out. And this is an album I talked about a lot, and I'll be talking about it on a 1974 video that I'm going to be doing soon. But this is a band called Less Variations. I've never heard anybody sound like them. They're a Moroccan rock and roll band from 1974, and this is a killer album. They kind of look like a Moroccan version of the Stones. I got all kinds of press clippings from 1974 for this band. There's a song called I Don't Know Why. Check it out on YouTube. You'll thank me. But Moroccan rock and roll, it rocks. And I had never seen anybody else talk about that album except for me. So there you go. What else? Female artist bought in 2023. Well, I bought a lot of albums by female artists, but this was a cool find. I'm a really big fan of Patti Smith, and I'm a big fan of vinyl bootlegs and CD bootlegs. But this is an original vinyl bootleg called You Light Up My Life from the Patti Smith Group. This is recording from Santa Monica in 1978. There you go, Final Community. I got a huge vinyl bootleg collection from the day and back in the 70s. That's a good find from a female artist. Favorite video I posted in 2023. Well, I have about 300 plus videos, I think. I've been doing this for 3 years. And the favorite video I did was not music related. 90% of my videos are music related. But I did do a video of me and my son doing the one chip challenge. You know what that is? That's to eat the hottest chip in the world. People go to the hospital from this thing. And me and my son ate the Packy one chip challenge, and we filmed it live on my channel. And if you go on my channel, look back about 9 months, you'll see it. So yeah, me and my son eating the hottest chip in the world live, that was my favorite video. And it wasn't music related. Okay, check question 17, a 90s classic. Well, that's easy. I just went to Vegas and saw U2 live at the Sphere. And they were focusing on this 90s album from 1982, Achtung Baby, my favorite U2 album. And there it is. Classic 90s album for sure. Walk into a cover. So what album cover would you want to walk into and be a part of? Well, I one day want to do a video on sexiest album covers. I haven't done it because I'm afraid it's going to get banned because nobody has a sense of humor anymore. But this is a pretty damn hot cover. This is Black Oak, Arkansas, X-rated. Yeah, I wouldn't mind laying next to that beautiful looking woman on that hay. There's my answer. Yep, I wouldn't mind being in that cover. She'd probably mind, but I wouldn't mind. All right, there you go. Black Oak, Arkansas, X-rated. Who else is going to post that cover? Nobody. All right, question 19. We're getting to the end. A record so familiar it sounds like a greatest hits album. There's two that popped into my head instantly. I went with Boston. At least in America, everybody knows every damn song on this album. It really is like a greatest hits album. And you know what? It still sounds great. The other one I was going to say was the Cars. Cars' debut album is like that. Every song sounds like a hit. And the last album is a show and album from 1974. Well, in a couple days I'm going to be doing a big video on my favorite albums of 1974 because I've been doing these time capsules for 3 years. But I thought out of the box a little bit. From 1974, this is an album that me and my friends, man, we used to chill out to this album all the time. This is Jorma Kekkonen from Hot Tuna. And he did a solo record with Tom Hobson called Qua. And this was a really popular album in America back in the day. Back in the day when you would chill out on a couch and have beer and other accoutrements and just lay back and listen to Genesis and I'll Be Alright and Song for the North Star and I'll Let You Know Before I Leave. And this album just puts you in a groove and a mood, and it still sounds great. So there you go, Yorma from 1974 with Qua, my choice from 1974. But I'll be doing a big video on 1974 next week probably. So there you have it. Thank you again, Carl Tweed, and thank you, Rob Walker. I never saw your videos before, but I'll be checking them out. Cool idea for the vinyl tag. It's not something that I've ever really done, but I should be in the vinyl community. I got, like I said, over 5,500 albums. Been doing this since 1973. So hopefully people catch on to my little channel, The Alan Rosenberg Show. I always say stay safe, stay healthy. I need to be healthy. I got no voice. And I'll see you next time. And if you're new to my channel, hit subscribe and check out my playlists. I have all these playlists with 300 videos by categories. So you can find a lot of great material. I hope you'll agree. Thanks so much again. Have a great night. I'll see you next time.